Hello again, everyone. This is Joker at Joker's Wild Game. Today is episode 2, where we're going to carry on where we left off. Load back up to our ship, back on the planet. I believe we were just learned the basics of our ship, learned how to craft some stuff in the first episode. Make sure to check that out. Subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed it. Now we're going to the next mission marker. When we landed, it showed, I guessed that we were going forward. It says that we're going 210 units behind us. So it says, oh, it's now 210 units or left. Alright, let's go. And remember, you're going to want to pull out the scanner here. Scan everything you can to get that money. Right stick. Zoom in. Let's go. Travel 22. 20. Yes. Head over to the save beacon, hit it, and then there is our pod right there that we gotta hit. That'll be the next part of the mission. Got some nanites out of there. Ooh, some ammo. Check the broken technology. Spark and wires of the machine generate a signal, tapping out its broadcast into the void. Whoever left the message is long gone. Cipher signal. Coding 16, 16, 16. Entry 4925C. No fuel in. Failed to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. Deployed base computer. As well as a log entry, the signal contains plans for a base computer and a terrain manipulator. So in the first episode, I was talking about finding the terrain manipulator. I had totally forgot that it's actually this first mission right here. And thank goodness that I found that little village that did have the seal, because we would have been looking for a while to find the blueprints for the terrain. But yes, the terrain manipulator is the first thing you get with your base computer. And we need 30 chromatic metal, and we can now install the terrain manipulator with 2 carbon nanotubes and 1 dihydrogen jelly. Right away, we're going to go into our inventory. We're going to go over to our multi-tool. We're going to install that terrain manipulator. So we need 1 dihydrogen and 2 nano. Then you go back to your exosuit. We might have enough for both. We got enough for that one. And do we have enough for 2? And we have enough for 2. Go back to our multi-tool. Your 2 carbon nanotubes go where it says, and then same with the dihydrogen jelly, goes where it says. Completed our terrain manipulator. Now that will allow us to get mining deposits. The mining deposits will allow you to resource bigger minerals. Now remember right at the end of the last episode, we got our advanced mining laser and we couldn't mine these giant crystals, but now that we have our advanced mining laser, we can. So we're going to collect all of the sodium nitrate. And now we're going to switch back to the terrain manipulator, and we're actually going to find a copper deposit. And I was saying that, yes, in the previous episode, that all you have to do is look through your visor to find your mineral deposits. What you're looking for is the diamond with the kite-looking thing on it. It will be 4 diamonds in a square. Beetroot. We might not have any copper here. Oh, right there. Not even far. So now that we have our terrain manipulator, when you're at one of these damaged machineries, I'm actually just going to chuck the rest of the metal this time. You're going to get your damaged machinery, either your nanites or your upgrade module. But then I was saying that with your terrain manipulator, if you look underground near this, there is always going to be a berry technology. Highlight that, pull out your terrain manipulator, and you can dig down to it. You get salvage data. We're going to go back over to our copper. First thing I need to show you when doing mining is that your left and right buttons will change the size of your mining tool. Now, the smaller it is, the more you'll get. We're going to pick up as much of it as we can. Now, if you can't see it all, you could always push in on your left stick, and it'll show you in a grid where it is. Pick up all this copper. Why is it not picking up copper? Apparently it doesn't like that deposit. We're gonna hop inside of our ship. We'll go check a different deposit. Everything's gotta be weird with me in this game when I'm doing this, eh? Oh well, on to the next one. Now if you're scanning it in your ship and you're low enough, sometimes you can see the mining deposit appear in the grid formation like I was showing you. We'll see if there's any here. Also, if you're high up, flying over it, you'll be able to see it shine on a lot of the planets. What? We're actually going to try a different planet. So, to check other planets, you're going to use left stick to use your scanner while looking at the planet. It will scan the planet for you. Iridium-rich asteroid. A's to shoot. Asteroids always have fuel, gold, silver in them. Very valuable resources to always go and try to pick up. There we go, we have an airless moon. Main resource is copper, rusted metal, and salt. So we'll land on there. And if it's not working, I might have to quickly reload the game, but that's okay, it only takes 2 seconds. We're gonna land on this planet. Actually, an airless moon. We're gonna park it right here. Hermes Delta. So, copper. 100. For that copper deposit. Now you can mark it and get back in your ship and just fly on over to it if you don't want to walk. Now that we're here, let's see if this works now. There we go. Now it's working. So we're going to pick up a whole bunch of this copper. You can get as much of this stuff as you can, because copper in the beginning, all the chromatic metal we're going to refine with it, is very valuable and needed for a lot of different crafting recipes. Grab as much of it as we can. Now, as I'm doing this, you might worry about your mining tool running out of fuel. The main thing you could do is shoot over here to the side, pick up a bunch of that silica powder, and you could actually use the silica powder to fuel your mining terrain manipulator. Switch up the side, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. I know we'll end up picking up more of it later. Oh, weapon depleted. So we're going to go into the terrain manipulator, charge it with the silica powder that we've been pulling out of the ground, and then just continue on our way. And as I said, that's right button and left button to change the size. The smaller it is, the more you'll collect. The bigger it is, the bigger the hole you'll make, the less you'll collect. Grab all the copper. Again, you can hit your left stick and it'll show you if you've missed any. But I'm just going to grab whatever I see right here in the middle. Here we got a good amount, being as we're on a normal difficulty. Alright, so on my landing, I said if you fly over, oh, see that? This is an airless moon, so there's actually less gravity. Check that out. But I flew over another deposit over here, which is rusted metal. You can turn that into ferrite, or you mine a bunch of it, you can sell it. One I was looking for. Thought we flew over one. Well, we did not. Copper. That one. We're gonna go grab some salt as well. Now you don't want to park on top of it, because if your ship lands on top of it, you won't be able to mine it because your ship needs something to be on. Like, you can't mine out from underneath it. That's a ways down. Let's see how I can get that without killing myself. Alright. I'll try this at home. Now again, scan everything you can, you'll get a bunch of free money. Salt deposit is there. Oh, there's a toxinous plant there. You could actually use your mining laser to kill them. It'll give you oxygen. Just stay away from the gas cloud that they put out because it will give you toxicity. Salt is right there, it says. So we're going to switch back to the mining manipulator. I'm going to dig for salt. See how it's a brighter, different color? That's how you know it's a mineral deposit. It's depleted again. We're gonna go use our silica powder. See how much I have of it just from mining around. Later on you can use it to make silica glass panels. Alright, we got all the salt we need there. So I showed you in the first video, oh, don't fall in the cave, but if you're on a flat wall like this, your jetpack won't deplete because it's a climbing mechanism that they've actually put in the game. Got that condensed carbon. Always good to get. We'll scan a couple more rocks and plants before we leave. Might only be rocks on this plant because it's airless. Grab all this dihydrogen. And then says to make chromatic metal. Oh, I might not make that. Okay. Thank goodness for the gravity-less planet. Now we are at 0 launch. Now that I'm up here, I am going to bring you to the space station. Now it's not going to highlight it yet because we haven't done the mission yet, but you look for lines in the sky. There will actually be a trading destination between each of the planets and the space station. I need that hydrogen. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make one of those metal plates so that we can make a launch fuel that we have. Launch fuel. Now we are going to go we're actually just going to try to find a nice planet instead of the space station. I can't find it. Icebound. Foggy. The moon we just came off of. So I'm going to bet. Ooh. Now these bigger asteroids that take a little while to shoot apart will always have silver in them. Good material to get in the early game if you want to sell. You can earn some easy money quickly. I'm just gonna pulse over to the other side of this planet. I have a feeling that's why I can't find the space station. Frozen moon. All right. So the space station isn't really jumping out right now. We might have to follow the rules. We're gonna go land on a planet. That one. Nauseous planet. No, that's where we started. We're not gonna do that planet. We're gonna land on one with less problems. Pulse on over here. Now on this planet there's no sentinels or nothing, or else it would tell you there are. So you know it's going to be safe. Now The weather might not be 100%, but there will be at least somewhere where you can land that will be. I'm going to do a scan as I come into the atmosphere. Okay, look for any buildings nearby. Our scanners probably aren't strong enough yet to read from that distance yet, but I do it anyways, just in case there's one close. Nope, this is actually an anomaly planet. We're gonna land here anyways. It is an anomaly. Look at that. We're gonna land right next to this. These don't pertain to the mission or anything, but pertain to the backstory and lore of the video. Again, I was saying in the first episode, sometimes it feels like you're like running forever into an abyss, but there's so much backstory and so much depth to this game that would surprise you. We're gonna click on this. Iteration 3489023904A. Terminal blinks, awaiting input. Download data. Scenario: Subroutine Sentinel dispatched to intervene in lifeform designates. Blank. War. Removal from history. Continuation of creator protocols. Sentinels 20491. Eradicate species 148. Do not return. Diagnostic. Error. Error. Data loss. Error. Analysis. Blank. Continues to express original program directives, growing its ability to remove conflict scenarios. Redundant behavior. Data loss troubling. Potential loss of control. Self-awareness. Ooh, what does that mean? Are we gonna scan these guys? Little moth-looking things. I'm gonna scan all this stuff over here. But in this game too, there are random artifacts kind of deal on each of the anomaly planets. This is one of them. Capillary shell. And what it is you hit it with right stick and you can actually pick it up into your inventory, and you can put these random glitches you find on these anomaly planets in your base, up on your freighter. There's a bunch of cool things you could do with them. Besides decorating, there's nothing you could do with them though, but they are merely decorations and glitches that people strive out to try to find all of them. Mind you, it isn't important to go find all of those glitches. We're showing you that it is a cool extra thing you could do. There are only, I think, 8 or 12 of them. I'm not 100% sure. Save that, we grabbed all those. So on this planet we have no toxicity, none of that stuff. So we're just gonna fill up our life support since we're here. We're going to see if there are any plants on here don't believe there are. You have like your sweet root and stuff that shows that there's vegetation, so there might be. If you go into your start menu, you could always check discoveries of that planet, and here it says fauna fortified, flora lost, sentinels not present, weather obsidian heat. So that obsidian heat right now is not affecting us because there's no storm happening, but that's what it's referring to, is when the heat comes in is when a storm comes in. But right now we could use this planet to mine a little bit and refine a little bit so we go to our next mission. What we need to do here also, since I'm here, we're in discoveries of that planet. I push B to back out, it'll show you the system that that planet is in. But if you go here, you can go and upload individually for each planet, or you go upload all, and it'll give you nanites for all the discoveries that you found. And that's another reason why you need to scan as much as you can, because it's a survival game, but it's also an exploration game, and it's also a mission story-based game, and it's a bunch of different games. It's depending on how you want to play it, it could be played many different ways too. Now we are going to pull out that refiner that I said. So we have it here. Pull out 1 of 1. And we're going to make chromatic metal. Take our copper. Put that in there. And then we will, we're going to take half of it. By pushing X while you're holding the stack, you'll split it. I'm going to put half in there and turn it all into chromatic metal. While that's refining, I could take that decorative piece that we won't actually need anytime soon, put it in here, because our starship has a lot bigger inventory. Now, when we were shooting, we got tritium hypercluster, and if you break that open, it's going to give you some fuel. We got a few gold nuggets too from shooting all those asteroids, and now we have 48 silver and 178 gold, and we're going to leave those in the starship for now. So that's refined. That's finished now. We'll go ahead and grab that and put it back in the exosuit. And leave the refiner down because we might still need it. Now this next step is to build a base computer. Now you're going to want to pick a planet kind of that is actually a nice habitable planet. I'm going to actually just put it on this planet for now, and I'm going to end up making another base later on, and I'll show you that in a different, all around different style of video. So what you do is you make your base computer, and all it takes is that chromatic metal. Place it down. I'm going to make my base beside this big thing here, might as well. There. Now you go up to it, pull it open, and it's going to tell you to sonar the area. Now if there's another player nearby, if you're playing on multiplayer, it's possible that you could sonar and there be a base nearby. It won't allow you to place the computer if that's the case. So if you want to place a base somewhere, make sure you're on single player, and you can change that in your network at any time, and you can change it from the main screen at any time. Now we're going to claim this base, and it'll sonar the area around us as well. Tell us of any nearby location. Now the very first mission is inside your computer. Accessing log from previous user. Entry 4925D follows. Storm sweeping across, but construction supplies low. Depositing shelter plans. Well, need to. Back soon. There. And it just gave us all those pieces. Now it wants us to construct bases as shelter from harsh environments. Expand your base by earning new construction blueprints. Return to your base to store and process items as you explore. So, it's gonna want us to make a base. So, I usually start by placing the computer kind of in the corner. You don't have to, it's completely up to you how you do your own base. I'm just gonna do a quick, easy one for now. Now, there is snapping in this game, it will snap. You just can't be standing on it. And then, so we'll do 4, that costs 40 carbon. Then we're gonna throw on a roof. Because you heard it, there's a storm coming. Now, don't actually need too close to Starship. The whole thing built for this part, you can to make it look fancy, but I'm technically inside right now. The storm will not actually affect my hazard suit rate. So I'm going to check that. It's empty, so we're going to pick it up, move it inside here. Now I'm safe from the elements. Left and right button to move throughout the different menus. So that Calipari shell that I picked up, as I said, it was a decoration, so you could put that there. We can then, it gave us some floor containments if you want to make it even fancier. That one there was free though, so I was able to put that up for nothing. Gave us a couple lamps, cost sodium or carbon and pure ferrite to make those. I take that pure refiner that I just picked up, I'm gonna place it inside here too. There. Base computer log updated. Return to base computer. Accessing log from previous user. Additional archives recovered. Entry 4925E follows. Construction largely is a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Beginning search. Track the plans. Whoever recorded these logs eventually had some success. I have access to their plans and perhaps I could learn from their efforts. To building part learn, you're going to need magnetized ferrite and carbon nanotubes.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
So, we are going to see if we can make our nanotube. We still have enough carbon to do. Good thing we picked up a bunch in episode 1. So there's our nanotube, and then we need magnetized ferrite, and we only have 3. So what we're gonna have to do is refine the ferrite again. And remember, we picked up a little bit of rust for that just in case situation. We're gonna take the rust. We're going to load in the condensed carbon, because condensed carbon will break down the carbon, which then can be refined back to condensed carbon. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to grab our rust first of all. And make ferrite dust. Now we're finding you can do other things. You can continue building on your base or go collect other minerals and resources nearby. Scan the wildlife, as I said. Every time you scan something with question marks, you're gonna get a little bit of money. I might have scanned everything here. Well, here though, I'm going to grab a bunch of this oxygen. You see that the second element is oxygen, so every time I break one, I'm going to get ferrite dust and oxygen. The reason why I don't use oxygen for replenishing life is I'll show you. Save up a bunch of it while we're refining that. And now remember, the higher the heat is on your thing, the more damage it'll do, but don't let it overheat. Always make sure it stays right below overheating. Go back up to our refiner. Oh, bunch of dihydrogen. Grab that, might as well. I think we're gonna need to make some more jelly anyways. Back into our little hut. And while we're here, you could actually go and name your base if you wanted to. You're proud of how it looks. You can then take a screenshot of it too. If it's big enough, you can upload it, and that'll actually make your base permanent on the servers. And then it'll actually allow all your friends and other people to see your base, and that way no one else will be able to build where your base is. We're gonna name our little shack the shack. Because as I said, this one is not going to be our permanent base. And capture a new screenshot of our base here. Gonna drop it down like this. Really nice. And I'm going to click that again. Perfect. Now I don't care to leave this base permanently here, so I'm not going to upload it, being so small and everything. The fact that it's beside something that someone could come along and look at, like, because I've looked at that right now, someone else might not be able to look at it because I've already activated it. So I'm not going to leave my base here. It's not permanent. So now we need to make magnetized ferrite. That rust turned into ferrite dust. The pure ferrite, the ferrite dust will then turn into pure ferrite. That's a lot quicker than some of the other stuff we were refining. Nice. Put it back over here, and then you make some magnetized ferrite. There we go, we got 89 magnetized ferrite. So we're gonna leave our refiner there for now. Now we can break open those geodes that we got from the crystals. Break open the crystal fragment, which we also got. Now we need to make the construction research module. Right there. 20 magnetized ferrite and 1 carbon nanotube. Stuff it in the corner, make it look all pretty like that.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Yeah, but we're fine. We're underneath our little shack. So then we go check here. Analysis unit online. Diagnostic suggestion. Users should recover salvaged data from buried technology. Equip and utilize an analysis visor. So we already have our analysis visor that we got, and we already have salvaged data. Gonna back out of there. It wants us to use the data and learn a new construction blueprint. So we're gonna go into buildable technology. Now we could build a teleporter. See, we had picked up 4 salvage data. Now this will tell you how many salvage data you need to unlock each piece. So 2 for a teleporter module, which will then unlock a save beacon, a reactor, and then it'll go down the list as you keep on moving down. Now if you hit left and right button, it'll open up all the construction modules that you can get doors, windows, everything you can think of. And then there's even more building modules later, because that's what a huge focus of one of the later updates was, is that they wanted everyone to be able to build the bases they wanted to build. So you got all sorts of timber structures, all sorts of stone structures, a bunch of alloy structures as well, and then there's even more stuff later on. So I am going to unlock the teleporter first, I guess, because there's nothing else in here that I really would like, but the teleporter is very convenient to have. So we got that. Now I have 2 data left. I am actually not gonna get the save beacon yet, because we have our ship, and your ship is a natural save beacon, so you don't need the save beacon yet, but it is handy to have on later, and I'll tell you why. So we're gonna go with the biofuel reactor. We're also gonna grab the wiring, which is free. You just needed to unlock this first, and then it gives you the wiring for free. Now, we can unlock a signal booster, a battery, or a solar panel. I'm not gonna do any of that yet. Actually, save my salvage data. So, what we could do now is we need to build biofuel reactor. So we have the oxygen already, and we need 1 metal plating. We can go take that plating. Now we can go biofuel reactor. Stick him right here. And then we are going to get a base teleporter as well. And now we need 4 metal plating, 2 carbon nanotubes, 40 sodium. We have the sodium already. To make the carbon nanotubes, you need the carbon. To make the plating, you need pure ferrite. We got a good chunk of pure ferrite and a good chunk of carbon. We should be able to make it all. So we want 2 of these. And by adding, I can use left and right button to add the amount you want to make instead of just clicking on each one. So I'll build 2 of those. And then I need 4 plating. 2, 3, 4. Now it costs 200 ferrite dust. Click A. And they're both built now. Now I can build a teleporter. Put my teleporter right there. And then I can go back into the electrical, grab an electrical wire, which are free, and attach that to my little generator. Now this generator says 20 kPu, 0 available, so you gotta fuel it. So again, I'm gonna use condensed carbon because that'll fill, the 27 will fill it all the way up to 100%, and it costs the least amount. Where this 80 carbon will only can break down to 40 condensed carbon.
Technology recharge.
Now the teleporter's on, but I don't think it'll work yet. Nope, we can only teleport to our current location because we haven't found anything yet. So, base can be renamed, which I already showed you. Oh, we need to go back to our computer. So, since I've already named it, I'm just gonna click on it. Oops. So we're gonna have to rename it again. The Shack. You don't have to name it anything. You could just stick it with the same name if you wanted, if you hit B. Got our picture, hit back. There we go. Apply power to base teleport module. I got a little ahead of myself. I supplied power to it. Now we actually just gotta wait a minute for the game to catch up. I went a little too far. So, while we're waiting for the power and everything, oh, I think we got our next mission. Yeah, we do. While we're waiting though, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Joker at Jokerswell Game. We're gonna access the log from previous user. Additional archives recovered. Entry 4925F follows. Scanner detected. Unusual broadcast. Repeating 16 from the space station. Warning. End of archive. Records interrupted. The base computer archives have reached their end. It seems there is nothing more I will learn from there. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. Now I remember I was trying to find it earlier, but it wouldn't let me. But now it's gonna go show us exactly where the space station is. So you're gonna hop in your spaceship. You're gonna make sure that you're all fueled up. So we got 100% thruster fuel, perfect. We're gonna take all of our tritium, stick it in there. He didn't even take it all. It only took about 93, 83, something along those lines, and filled it all the way up. So now you can just leave your base here if you want. If you want to save what your base looks like, hop out of your spaceship, restore point saved, and hop back in your spaceship. That's why I was saying you didn't need that save beacon. Gonna fly up. Okay, so there's the space station. It's showing off to us now. You can just look at it like I had said earlier, point right at it, hit your thrust left and right button, and it's gonna pull us right to the space station. It's gonna take us around the planet. You don't have to worry about crashing into nothing. As I said, it will take you right to it. As long as you point it at that item, it will lock into it. And here's our space station. It won't crash you into it neither. It pulls you out of pulse before you get close enough to it. I will warn you, never shoot the space station. If you shoot the space station, the Sentinels will come and hunt you down until you have they will get you. But at the same time, I'm going to show you a trick. So I'm going to shoot this space station. I got 4 stars. It's like Grand Theft Auto. They're coming to get me. So what you do, quickly run and dive into the space station. It only works if you're close enough though, and then they will lose your signal completely. You could also do it with something called the anomaly later, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But that's pretty much the only way to get away from a flying sentinel. If you shoot a random miner, listen to that rock music as we come into the space station for the first time. Yeah! Right on. So we're gonna go up onto the left side first. I'm gonna let the music calm down a bit before I start talking again. So right away, we're gonna go up to the exosuit upgrade. And it'll give you an inventory space or a technology space, depending on what you choose. Now I'm gonna choose an extra... I'm actually going to take an extra technology first, because we have a decent amount between our ship and us, and you don't leave your ship too often at the beginning. Now it's only going to cost me 1,000 units out of the 18 I have. So we're gonna go, yep. Now you're going to want to talk to this merchant. First I'm going to check, yeah, I got 405 nanites. And one of the most important things I like to get is an upgrade for my analysis visor. Oh, no, we're gonna have to continue the mission first before we do anything like that. This right here, so this will scrap your starship. Don't do that unless you have another one, but it will give you money for it. But as I said, do not scrap it unless you have a second one. And you can have up to 6. Right beside it, this is our appearance. So, I'm not the biggest fan of the Traveler. So I'm gonna check through and see what else we got here. All sorts of different presets and looks. So we are going with a classic of mine. We're going to go with Null's head. We're gonna go the bigger body. I exited out of that too fast. So we got our torso. Now your armor, you could change to all sorts of different kinds. I'm gonna go with the industrial. We're gonna go with my classic colors. Gonna add the accent marker. That is super like lime green. That will do it anyways. I already have the gloves I want. Keep the markings on them. We're gonna go dark purple. Oh. Purple. Industrial space. Alright. Again, don't push B. Legs. Way too purple. Purple underwear? I don't think that's a good idea either. Oh yeah, I have a cape. We won't use the cape. Right on. Change those colors. That. There we go. Save changes. There we go. That's how you set up your character. Now you can make yourself look however you want. All sorts of different heads and bodies and everything. Now, we're gonna go talk to everyone else. Can't understand what they're saying yet. The lifeform chatters away, assessing me with beady, inquisitive eyes, but when I blink, I see the same red light that stared at me at a distress beacon. Repeat 16. We are watching you, traveler friend. Find what we have left you. Though the alien speaks, the words are not their own. A string of code is echoed back to me through the red glare, logged directly to my exosuit. The crimson light fades away, and I see the lifeform blinking at me. Expectantly, whatever has happened, they do not appear to have seen it. I should leave. Perhaps my base computer would be able to make something of this code. How could I talk to him? Nope. So he will sell you upgrade modules once it allows you to buy upgrade modules. So we have to go back to the next mission. So it wants us to visit technology merchants to upgrade your ship and equipment, visit cartographer for directions, outposts, take missions, mission agent, and use a teleporter to instantly return to your base. The encoded message has been stored for later use. Upgrade your inventory at the Exosuit Technology Merchant. When you're ready to leave, use the terminus. So we already upgraded that Exosuit upgrade. It's not allowing us to buy any modules right now though. Now, I was telling you in episode 1 that when you go and talk to the NPCs at the space stations, a multitude of processors appear to be working within the electronic life form. Their lights flash quickly as they direct one of those processes towards me. Now you can ask for dialect help, or later when you collect them, you can give him Korvax casings, because he is a Korvax, and they will raise your... Oh, I don't even remember the word right now. How much they like you. Your standing. It'll raise your standing with them. So we're going to request dialect help, and it's going to give us a word from the Korvax. Since we haven't learned one yet, it's going to be Korvax. So we'll go Korvax symbol. We learned the word for Korvax. You can do the same thing at each and every single one of the people inside of here. Friend, friend, friend. We learned that word. The trader utters the same word 3 times with different intonations, forming a statement that is untranslatable in my own language. So we're going to request dialogue help. Navigator Dud presents a list of symbols, each seeming to represent a word I might learn. Trade, aggression, technology, and travel. So we're going to click trade, as they are usually a trading group. The Gex. They will give you more and teach you more if you know the trading words. Now that I've talked to him, you could also go back to him, and since you now know words from them, you could practice your skill with them. And when you do that, depending on what you say to them, so Spoilgek and Synthagek could sometimes mean something bad to them, because we don't 100% know what they mean yet. But we know that trading is a word that the Gex like. So I'm going to click trading. As no stock offered, Navigator Dud and Barris realized they had no stock offer to trade. They transfer me units instead, indicating that my discretion would be appreciated. There you go, he gave me some money. 633 bucks. Now, oh, maybe I could go to that now. It's telling me to go over here. As I said, we've already gone here, but we'll see what it says. Yeah, no, it's not gonna allow it because we've already gone to it. Learned 5 words. Maybe they will allow us to purchase something now, though. Still not allowed to purchase nothing. So now that we got our upgrade, we got our couple words there, we could go up to all of these, get some encrypted navigation data. This will give you navigation data or nanites. Same with these. All these little blue and orange squares, make sure to collect them. Those nanites are really helpful later. And now, for that matter. There's lots of stuff you could use them on now. All your upgrades and stuff, you're going to need nanites to get them. So now, what we're going to do is go back down to our base, because that's what it wants us to do. It says, the shack. Current system. Warp to the shack. And it will teleport us through. Home sweet home. Now our teleporter is activated because it actually has somewhere to go. Now, I put it in only that 27. It's going to last 49 hours and 41 minutes. You got lots of time on just that one stack of 27 if this is the only thing it's hooked up to. Now it wants us to visit our base computer again. So we're going to go back to the base computer. Archives terminated. Select next new task. Begin decryption. Can't say task, but I can say decryption. Decoding 161616. Message follows. The traveler finds their wings. Fly to us and claim your place among the stars. Signal acquired. Life signs detected. Reach the decoded coordinates. Our starship should be parked apparently inside the structure. Don't worry though. So now we're gonna go up into space because that's where it wants us to go. Gold and silver, and it wants us. So it's on the same planet. Convenient. So we'll land back down to where, not our base, but close to it. And there we have a crashed freighter. There will be a landing spot at this freighter you can land on. Look at how massive it is, eh? Pretty cool. Now we go up to the beacon. MS Wings of Anomaly. Log damaged. Partial records available. The signal has led me to wreck of a freighter. Colossal fragments of metal scattered across the landscape. Were these messages nothing but the misfiring circuits of a long-forgotten rune? Nestled among the debris, I find a pilot's log, blinking, awaiting input. Request log. Instead of displaying the ship's log, the terminal spits out a strange sequence of numbers. They are followed by a short message. The anomaly comes for the stars. Take flight. A schematic for a hyperdrive is attached to the end of the message. Take blueprint. I pull the blueprint from the computer, but the hyperdrive blueprint is for a conventional starship, not a freighter of this size. Someone placed this here after the crash, hoping it would be found. Nice. So we need 5 microprocessors and 125 chromatic metal. We'll begin hyperdrive installation. We'll go over to our ship here. We're gonna click where it's flashing there. We're actually gonna put it over here.
Technology installed.
Oh, we could put those in, but we don't have enough chromatic metal. We still have some copper, so we're gonna hop on out. First things first, I'm gonna see if I could access in here, which I can. There's always good loot inside of these freighters, but you do have to be careful. Going in here and opening this, I'm gonna get rid of the fluid in the facium. I don't need them, especially in that small amount. But opening this will instantly give you a rad spike, so you gotta quickly run out. What do we get from that? I don't even see what we got. Might have ran away too quickly. No, we got something. Then we're gonna go over here. Oh, weapon charge depleted. So we're gonna go use our condensed carbon. Open up that door. Open up that door so I got somewhere to run. And Check this giant cargo pod again. Run out.
Radiation protection falling.
Now there are a bunch more. You look through your scope. Cargo pod. Cargo pod. Cargo pod. Cargo pod. Those will all have stuff in it too. But I'm moving on to the next mission. They will give you random stuff like nanites and salvage data and stuff of that variety. Now it needs me to buy microprocessors. So it needs me to get units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly back to my refiner because we're not too far from home. Actually, it'll be easier to do this. I'm going to fly up to the space station like it's asking us to. Just so we could go for the flight. Now, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Joker at Joker's Wild Games. Joker's Wild Game. Now this is taking us, yeah, it's still taking us to the space station. Fly right on inside. Gonna want you to collect 110,000 units. Now, as long as your space station, your starship is in the space station, you'll be able to access your inventory from the starship. So I have that little bit of gold and silver. And I have one of the processors that I'll need, so I'm gonna check, make sure I buy the right amount for the hyperdrive. I got 1 of 5, we need 4 left. We're gonna go up here. And see if anyone comes in, because it's better to sell to the pilots than it is to the space station, but I don't know if anything will come in because of how early we are right now. So I'm just gonna go right over to the trade terminal that it's telling us to go to. I'm gonna sell some stuff. So I'm gonna go to sell, I'm gonna switch over, and sell this gold, $70,000. Sell the silver, 8,000. Now we have nothing left to sell in the starship, so we'll go over here. Well, look at what we got. We got 97,000. We need a little more. What we're going to do is we're gonna warp back down to our base. While we're here, I'm going to take the copper, put that in here, pop it back up so we're at 100% fuel, and I'm going to actually turn all that copper into chromatic. I'm gonna just let that run. And while we're letting that run, we got ferrite. A gold deposit right there. We're gonna grab as much gold as we can. Because they said they want 110,000, but I want to make sure that we got money left over. You switch it to your smallest projectile. Again, left button and right button. Left button to the smallest. And that'll collect the most amount of gold that you can. How much do we got? We got enough here, actually. We're going to go to the medium, just to speed it up a little bit. But you guys will be wanting to use the smallest one. All this gold. Pick it all up. Pick it all up. There we go. Now, do we have any copper nearby as well? Magnetized ferrite. Another gold deposit. That's ferrite. Oh, I can't see where that one went. That's ferrite. That's ferrite. Gold. Gold. Copper. We'll go grab the copper and then probably grab one of those golds too. Might as well pick up an extra one. Any extra money is good money. Whoa, careful of holes. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Now, if you want to do that thrust forward, remember it's melee with right button, and then A to jetpack forward. Pick up as much copper as we can here. Since I just stuck all of our copper into there to make chromatic metal, I still want to have a little bit of copper. So I want to grab some here. The biggest one, just pick up the rest of it as quickly as possible. Grab some of the silica with it too. Got that gold deposit, which was like right beside us. Back towards the base. Push it down. Grab as much gold as we can here. Oh, weapon depleted. Do you want to fill that with your silica dust? Remember, you're always picking it up as you're mining, so might as well refill it with something that you're picking up with it anyways. Unless you plan to make a really, really big glass house, then you'll need your silica. Gather up all the gold. And by the time we get back there, should be good. Base is right there. Now, remember I said you don't need the save beacon either. I also set down my base beside the save beacon. So even if my ship isn't here, it'll save. But my ship is right there. But we're gonna do this the quick and easy way. We're gonna go into here. I'm gonna grab that chrome, stick it into our exosuit, and instead of taking our ship, we're actually gonna hop in the teleporter that we built and just teleport back to the space station. Faster and uses less fuel. You're gonna want to go up to that trade terminal again. Back to sell. There's that gold that we got there. We got 434 gold. We get 148,000 for it. So we'll sell it all. Perfect. Now you go into the buy. And you can go and buy the 4 processes. You will need 5, but I had picked one up, so I only need 4. But pick up 5, which will cost you 137.5. I only need the 4. So we got those. Now, as I said, because we're in the space station and our starship is here, we could access the inventory to our starship without the extra teleporters and stuff, just because we're both on the space station. There. Now we have hyperdrive. Now we need to charge with warp cell or warp hypercore. Oh, we don't have either of those. Maybe I can make one though. So warp cell needs an antimatter housing and an antimatter. We can't make those yet. Now the next mission will probably tell you that's probably why. So a milestone loaded in. Now, will it tell us the next mission? Advanced training. Well, that's just part of the information. So, everything you learn will end up going into these places here. If you ever need to look back for anything, everything you've learned is in here. In your cataloging guide. And then in your discoveries, that's where all your planets will be. And then eventually your solar systems. And then eventually it'll separate them into galaxies. We want. So the hyperdrive is constructed. There we go. Objective complete. Sometimes the game does take a minute or two to load. It is up on servers. Craft warp fuel. Find antimatter recipe. Successfully installed. Return to ship. Auto diagnostics report. Hyperdrive successfully installed. Hyperdrive fuel status empty. My hyperdrive is complete. Perhaps I really will find answers out there amidst the stars. But without warp cells, I will be going nowhere. I need to find a source of antimatter. Would you look at that, guys? A royal exotic landed on the first space station, and it's a royal blue ball. So I'm going to name this space station probably so that I know to come back to it. Moon scanner to antimatter. So this will be an S class, and you can actually look at what kind of ships they are through your visors. That's an A class hauler. I have a C class fighter. This is an S-class exotic worth 23.6 million. Eventually you'll be able to get one of these. And look, this is an actual traveler flying it instead of a regular pilot, which would be regularly one of the 3 races. Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't have talked to him. Right, we will be right back. I gotta reload the game apparently. There we go, we're back. Sorry for that interruption. Sometimes the game can be buggy. But don't worry, we'll be right back on that space station because that's where we last saved. I won't talk to him this time. While we're waiting for it to load back in though, if you've enjoyed the video so far, like, share, subscribe. Ring the little notification bell if you want to be notified. So we're just going to do this next mission. We're going to hop right in our spaceship here. You remember though that that blue ball is here, so I'm going to come back and get that thing eventually. So, you scan with your left stick and it tells us now the beacon is straight in front of us, so we're going to warp again with left button and right button. It'll bring you right to it. And that's just going to give us an approximate location. So before I land, I'm just going to do a quick 360. See if we see any buildings nearby. Apparently we do not, so I'm just going to pull her in for a landing. Probably the building right there. Says it's 178 meters this, or 178 units this way, so. Another airless planet. So, those are called Whispering Eggs. Now, at this stage, I would not recommend messing with them. But if you have enough confidence, you can go up and grab the eggs, and it will give you larval cores, which are very helpful for nanites. And selling. You could sell them too for good money. But as soon as you touch them, Mama and Papa are going to come out. So I'll show you with one here. I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to run. Because they spit at you. And it doesn't matter if you try to kill them, they'll just keep coming back because they're on a timer instead of a despawn. I'll kill a couple. Make sure none are coming near me. I'm gonna fly way up here until they're done bugging me. But even that, you gotta be careful. They could come up. Look at them. So now we're gonna sneak back around. Gravity of this planet. Just still gotta be careful though. Use your jetpack to come down nice and slow. See, they're still gonna keep chasing me. Storm subsided. So they should leave me alone now. There. So that was showing you not to mess with those things, because a bunch of them come out, and the more eggs you grab, the more come out. And as I said, they're on timers. They're not on, if you kill them all, they go away. They just keep respawning until that timer's done. But if you just walk in here, they'll leave you alone. Oh. There's a plant hanging from the roof. Grab the, we're gonna discard the rest of the metal. Get the oxygen. We're gonna grab this first aid. We're gonna search all these containers. I think we got them all. Then we're gonna click on the terminal that's lit up. Get rid of the goop. I don't need it right now. Terminal online. Selecting key. Decrypting. Success. The terminal is clogged with an unnerving pulsating slime. Nevertheless, it appears to function. As I touch the input panel, the alien substance reacts violently. I make note to avoid getting closer. The device opens, revealing a single unblinking crimson eye. It prints out a blueprint for antimatter, accompanied by a strange message. Take the blueprint and read the log. You will find us when the time is right. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Ooh, ominous. So, because I already have the chromatic metal and condensed carbon, I could go right ahead, make my antimatter, go right ahead. Since I have the oxygen and the ferrite dust, make the housing. Out of those two, you now make a warp cell. Now we can take that warp cell, put it in our hyperdrive when we get back to it. So, nothing else in here. Let's go. Our starship is just over here. You'll always see that by that upside down cross. We can save. You don't need to really save there, because as soon as you get in and out of your starship, it's going to save too. Get in the starship. Craft antimatter, antimatter housing, craft warp cell. Yes, that is done. So, take the warp cell, put it in here. 25%. Could I make another? I can. We'll do 2. And that way it'll bring us up to 75%. Open rating. There we go. So I need to make more of those 2 while we're here. And I can make, oops, more of these. Now remember, those are just made from dihydrogen jelly. And carbon. Then your ion batteries. Right there. Made from cobalt and ferrite dust. Make 3 more of those. Since we're in the ship anyways, we can move over anything that we don't need necessarily on us. So our chromatic metal, because we use this. Aren't I in it? Yeah, okay. Salvage data. Put it in my ship. Navigation data. Put it in the ship. Gallic relic. Put in the ship. Larval core, I want in the ship. And that is good for now. Alright, hyperdriver field. Launch into space and test interstellar systems. Now it's going to want you to pull up your galaxy map, and to do that you push down on a D-pad, right, and it'll say galaxy map right there. It's going to ask us where we want to warp next. So, Free Explorer or Galactic Core. I don't really want to do either of those, so we're going to leave that. Oh, it wants us to warp to another system anyway, so we're just going to warp to the next closest one along the line. And to do that, you just right stick in the direction it's in, and you'll move right along the line towards... Oh, we're not moving to that system because it's a dead system. So we're going to go Free Explore with B, and we're going to find a yellow system within the same range. That won't be a dead system though. Has a little bit of life to it in comparison. It's showing they're all empty, eh? Except for the first one I went to. So we're just gonna go to the next system, it said. I assume it's something to do with the missions. Alright, we warped to our next system. Scan this planet. Oh, Starship monitoring system reports error. Guidance system malfunction. Searching for other routes. Searching. Obtained. Destination in 16. 1, 6. 16 KL. Accept new guidance. Accept. Guidance accepted. Plotting route. Fuel source detected. I'm gonna scan the planet as I go by it, and it'll just let me know what kind of planet it is. We got copper, pyrite, and silver on that planet. And your pulse drive will bring you right around the planet to where you need to be. Right button and left button to roll the ship. Right button. Left button. Again, B to pulse. Right trigger to drive. Now it says approximate location as we fly over this giant trading outpost. So we're gonna land on the trading outpost. I want to check what kind of planet it is as we're landing. It won't say till we actually land. A baked planet. No sentinels, full flora, high fauna. But being a baked planet, I mean it's gonna have warm storms. Alright, so it says we're gonna need to go 1,300 units in that direction. I'm actually gonna leave my ship here. Ooh, careful of fall damage.
Thermal protection falling.
Because if we absolutely need it, we could just call it to us. Remember, scan everything you can to get all that extra money. Normally I'd say pick up all that damaged machinery. Remember, that's where you get your salvaged navigation data and stuff like that. Or you get modules from it. Oops. You get your modules from it or nanites from it, and then around it with your tool you'll get, with your terrain manipulator, you'll use it to find buried salvage data. Let me grab this knowledge stone for an extra, because we're in a Korvax system now, it'll actually give us a Korvax word. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. A robotic life form turns towards me. Light streams from their metal shell, forming a glowing fog that surrounds us both. They gest towards me. Step knowledge. The name Korvax floats in my vision, an echo of strange vision. I just experienced the word in the alien tongue and seared it into my brain. The Korvax word for traveler. We're gonna keep using our target sweeper. It says it's 1,000 units this way. So we're just gonna keep on cruising. You can use your ship, but you're gonna have to get in and out of your ship and use your scanner each time you do it. Sometimes as you're walking, you'll be going one way and then it'll tell you to turn. Now we're gonna go another 500 units in this direction. Switch back over to the actual scanner. You're gonna find items like this. Sack venom up there. Now, normally, I'd say leave those alone, but because we're on a planet that has no sentinels, we can go grab all of these. Unless this is one of the ones that need a glove. Totally needs a glove. Alright. Don't go near that without the hazmat glove. You'll get that later. Learn from my mistake. We'll grab the condensed crystal, carbon crystals, condensed carbon. Another 400 this way. If you're enjoying it so far, remember to like, subscribe, and share Joker at Joker's Wild Game. Thank you again for watching. Gonna keep on using our scanner here. Another 238 units this way. Ran out of fuel, so we'll switch over to running. Oh, see, it's told us to turn a bit. Now we're gonna go 240 in this direction. But that's why I'm saying if you're using your ship, you could be a little bit off. Let's go in. See, we're turning a little bit back to the right now. I'm gonna grab the aloe flesh. I'm gonna grab this big dihydrogen crystal, carbon crystal. let it overheat, but keep it as close to overheating as you can, because that's where it does the most damage. It just made me do a circle. Let's scan the tree since we're here. Pull this back out. And that's what we're looking for right there. Now this why is it labeling it as a fuel source? So we're gonna go grab the 3 knowledge stones that surround it. And this is a plaque. We got another journey milestone. Learned 8 words. And the Korvax word for is. I missed the first word, sorry guys. And the Korvax word for the. Learned 10 words. Comprehended. The heart of the anomaly. The structure is unlike anything I've encountered on my journey so far. Everything about it is so obviously alien, so obviously out of place. As I stare at it, words form themselves in my mind, a strange fragment of broken speech. Is it traveler? Is it friend? I'm a traveler. I don't know it yet, so I'm not sure if I'm its friend yet. So we're gonna go with traveler. It feels strange, responding to questions I'm unsure that I'm being asked. But something has clearly taken notice of my reply. I am overwhelmed by a sense that something has awoken, that something is watching me. It forms another question. Is it first? Is it last? I don't know. Are we first or are we last? I mean, we're the last one to come to this one, so we're gonna say we're last. I do not know how I'm being spoken to. The monolith is ancient. This isn't a plaque, this is a monolith. The monolith is ancient, and I cannot escape the feeling it has asked these questions many times over. It asks again, have they seen the Crimson Eye? Has the Crimson Eye seen them? Both. That's what it was talking about, the Crimson Eye that we just seen. Likelihood of anomaly exceeds safety parameters. Breach detected. Alert. Alert. The boundaries fall. The walls collapse. Your universe awaits. Find us, traveler. And it gave us another warp cell. Very nice. So we're going to pop in a hazard protection battery. And then I like to wait till my life support's a little lower before using the life support gel. Now it says, find mysterious messenger, make your way to space. So instead of going all the way back to my ship, I'm going to actually just summon my ship in right here. It's going to use a little bit of my launch fuel, but it's going to bring it right to me instead of me having to go all the way back to it. So now we can take off. It says make your way to space, so we'll head up into space. And it says explore nearby planets or search in a new system. Access the galaxy map with down on the D-pad. New missions, base computer archives. We're going to check our galaxy map. And it's just going to tell us to keep heading towards the core. But the system we're in is actually got a 3-star economy for the Korvax. And has the good planets on it without sentinels. So we're actually not going anywhere. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the local space station. Land in here. And hopping out, saved. So, want to thank you all for coming today. If you'd all like, subscribe, share, you can. Hit that notification bell to get notified. And then we'll continue on episode 3 with the new base missions. You all have yourselves a good one. Thank you and goodbye.